I got involved in organizing a global quantum computing summer program with the foundation WOMANIUM that is advancing women in STEM. Maybe on the previous slide, this is the team in which I work, and actually there are many women, but this is extremely rare. Usually, yeah, all of my life I was usually the only one, and it is often because there are not many role models. And as a young girl in this case, it is harder to envision becoming something if you don't have examples. And that is one of the purposes of WOMANIUM. They have worked with US government agencies, ARPA, RPI, DARPA, NIH, NASA, to create a range of programs, broadening people's minds in a wide range of topics and awarding scholarships to them, having people from all over the world participate in many programs. And yeah, so this is the founder of WOMANIUM, Prachi, Raj, and now I work with them together. We have a bigger team of assistants and student assistants. And one thing, we will create a quantum course with role models. So we are assembling a Quantum Women mentor team to have the role models for the participants, postdocs, PhD students, research assistants. The program itself, oh, I see the format changed a bit going from Google Slides to PowerPoint, but I'm very curious for your input on this, because we see that many courses are focused on either software or either hardware or either pure quantum mechanics. And we would like to expose the students to everything. So train them in the quantum basics, then introduction to quantum programming, and also in the hardware. And not only academic, as I was myself, then only the academic fundamental mindset, but also expose them to entrepreneurship. How can you convert the knowledge that you obtained into a product and do something with it? So we created 5 tracks, and these won't go in series, but actually in parallel to really have an intertwined program and make it very exciting, with an introduction to quantum mechanics and quantum computing, quantum programming from start to shore in collaboration with QWorld, a foundation that organizes many of these workshops. Quantum computers, we are inviting the main companies, IBM, Quantinuum, one for photonic qubits, etc., to introduce the participants to the physical implementation of quantum computers. And then after obtaining this knowledge, we will have a 3-week hackathon and demo day where they show their solutions and maybe even start of products to industry representatives. So we are asking industry, including startups, for hackathon challenges, which the participants can solve with this pre-knowledge, hopefully in such a way that it's even, that is really useful for the companies themselves and really a product that they create. Some of them will come up with their own challenges, and if that has a good outcome, they might be able to start a startup in it. And the fellow organizers from WOMANIUM have great expertise in advising startups. So they will offer entrepreneurship training and startup mentoring for these teams beyond the program. So this was a lot of words. I know you are very experienced in a wide range of topics in quantum computing. So I'm very curious for your first impression. And in addition, we are very open to any collaborators from academia, government, industry to speak, to collaborate for hackathon challenges, to collaborate to tell about their own journey in quantum and inspiring the students for their future journey. So for that purpose, we will be very happy to receive an email at this email address or just to me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I would have some things too, but I'm going to ask Salvador. So Salvador ran Quantum Latino really successfully. So what input do you have, Salvador?
Say again, please. I didn't hear the last part.
You know, kind of based off your success with Quantum Latino, either what resources can we get her, or either, you know, what tips do you have for her?
Well, the very first one is promotion, promotion, and promotion. Let everybody know about it. Also, and this is very much not the due to the economies that the Latin American countries have, we didn't charge any fee. In the beginning, we thought of of charging a small fee, about $10 or $20, and it wasn't popular at all. People really didn't like it. So we just got rid of the fee, and then immediately got 1,000 people attending.
Overnight, huh?
So yeah,
Yeah.
it worked here. It was basically, you see, the money that we needed to run that event, Quantum Latino. Actually, it's coming now on June this year, second edition. It's basically from sponsors. Getting fees. The money from the fees was just small, so it didn't matter whether we got it or not. And then what we tried to do was, due to the heterogeneous nature of Latin America, we tried to get people, from basically all over the place, and that meant having a multilingual event. We were speaking mainly Spanish, but also Portuguese, French, English, which are the languages we speak all over the region. And that was quite welcome, I have to say. People really liked it. Understandably so. The thing is that it's usually, when it is not English, Spanish is usually the dominant language. But yeah, changing that really helped. So well, that's what we did.
Yeah. And thank you. So I would say from my events, what I've learned is, never count on your registration numbers. It doesn't mean they're going to show up. If you're doing LinkedIn tends to be pretty poor with that. Meetup is a little bit better. Eventbrite tends to be more hassle, but better conversion. And I'd say the other thing is, like, if you have these postdocs, the biggest challenge you're going to have is keeping them occupied, I imagine, because it sounds like it's already kind of structured, but it's like with the exact, and we talked about internships before, the exact things that they're going to do, because your worst fear is they run out of work.
Oh yeah, we don't have any.
Because even if you get huge sponsors, you said IBM and all these other ones, if it's not set up where they're continuously taxed, you want to basically have extra stuff to do, like plan in excess for that. But mine have been more like for red ribbons. I've had 2 red ribbons, one for chemical Q device, medical device, and then the other for SoCal Quantum, like events and marketing. But if you have students, you have that complexity of making sure that they leave satisfied, hungry, like, the biggest thing is just finding extra work for them. Any other comments or anybody? I don't think we heard a little bit from Ying to begin with. We've heard from Ron Ravi or Fireflies, heard from Philip.
For which skills would you be looking? Like we heard from companies that many people are either educated in software or hardware, and that the link is often missing. So that is what we would like to establish. We also heard that many people are only focusing on technical skills, but do not know how to interface with customers. So for that purpose, we will also offer a workshop. Are there more skills of which you think these are indispensable and should be offered in this course?
Well, I think Salvador, other people, Tim too, could vouch. It's algorithms. So like, I'm not an expert on it, but basically algorithms, you have a bunch of them, it makes up a program, and algorithms are a good source of like company revenue, if they're good ones. So yeah, there's hardware, software. Can anybody else think of anything else?
I might suggest that, especially with the quantum programming or quantum computers, that it might be interesting to have some forward-looking tracks. We're basing the harvesting of quantum capability in the future based on the tools and techniques we have today, and I'm of the opinion that quantum computing is going to reach a tipping point where it's going to quickly outpace the tool sets that we have. I have a background in compiler design. I've written a couple of computing languages, and so my current interest in quantum computing is to research what's going on out there as far as a new language development. But more importantly, I was just looking at the Microsoft site. They've announced a new quantum computing language. There isn't a shred of information to back it up.